puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Herro. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah! Welcome to the Basement Sports Network post-game show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. And look, if I told y'all once, I told you a million times, no more white saviors for my franchise. You saw what the one tonight did. But yeah, tonight, the Miami Heat lost the game in hilarious fashion to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 126-106. This game was not competitive at all. I know a lot of people like to hold on to the fact that we were the one loss that this team had in December, and that kind of gave them some false hope that there was maybe an option that Miami had the number or they had the answer to this. They did not. They got their ass kicked. Donovan Mitchell was phenomenal. And everybody who Tyler Herro specifically, like Tyler Herro was ass. Like that's outside of one hot stretch towards the end of that third quarter, bro. Like, bro was taking irrational shots, missing everything. Again, he shot 4 of 10 from 3-point line tonight. So he ended at 40%. But bro, like this wasn't a great game for him at all. And it wasn't like it's not to single out Tyler Herro because he wasn't the only one who had a shitty shooting performance. But I think had he been more efficient, then Miami has a better game against these people tonight because he clearly was not helping them in any way, shape, fashion, or form. So overall, this team just like I think it was encapsulated perfectly in his first comment. There's not enough, and there's never enough to kind of win games like this. And I think that's fine. I think Miami has pivoted to like this youth era. And that comes with a lot of losing, a lot of inconsistent play from players. And I think we're just going to have to ride that roller coaster in terms of what we're watching from game to game. This was a bad night for all of the young guys, really. Like, Kel'el Ware was bad. I think people have gotten ahead of themselves when it comes to Kel'el Ware in terms of what he could be. I've seen shit as recently as today, as some people saying that they wouldn't trade Kel'el Ware for De'Aaron Fox. It sounds absurd, like once you watch the way that he played tonight. Somebody said tonight in the playback, whenever Kel'el Ware plays two, taller players, so like 6'11", 6'10", he struggles. Like two legit 7-footers, mobile bigs or something like that. So we saw him struggle tonight. We saw him struggle a little bit against Orlando. Not the entire game, but for a large portion of that game, he was struggling. And then we saw him struggle against Brooklyn when he played against Nick Claxton. So I think people need to be cautious. There's still reason to be optimistic about who he is as a player. Let's not get that wrong. Like, still a plus shooter as a 7-footer. Still, the length and athleticism is something that we haven't had in a while. But like we should have expected from any rookie, there's still holes to his game that can be improved. And so I think people need to get ready. Ware didn't get enough minutes. No, he got enough. He got 29 minutes, bro. For a rookie, that's solid playing time. He got more minutes than Bam used to get as a rookie. So, like, look, Kel'el Ware is a person who is a starter now, and I don't think that's the wrong decision. I think that's where Miami needs to have him as the starting center next to Bam. But I think you kind of see the way that they're going to play it, whereas they start the game with Kel'el and Bam, and then you take one or the other out, and then for the rest of the game, they're kind of like alternating. So they're not going to be on the court much together, but there will be stints with them on the court together, and we've seen the way that that benefits them both. But speaking of Kel'el specifically, I think people need to slow down in terms of what they're expecting of him. I think anytime, if we get double-digit scoring from Kel'el, somewhere between 7-8 rebounds, then I think that's a pretty successful season for this rookie. So he's going to have highs and lows. Tonight was definitely a low for him specifically. So I didn't particularly care for his game tonight, but that does not mean I'm out. Never late, just here at the right time. Justin, the producer. Justin, I heard you come in, brother. I wasn't gonna say nothing about you. I didn't speak on your attendance this evening, and I wasn't gonna do that. Another one of the young guys who I thought struggled a lot, Niko. Niko Cavaliers has AD potential. Nobody here ever said that. But if somebody is saying that, then they should temper their expectation. Anthony Davis is a generational talent. Khalil Ware is not a generational talent. He has more talent than we've had in the building in quite some time, but he's not a generational talent because he's a better center than Thomas Bryant. Like, that's not what it is. Niko Jovic struggled again tonight. I want to have like a serious conversation about him because there are a lot of people who are, Justin, if you're going to be here, could you put up some of the comments as we're going along? I might not read them all, but just put some of them up so people know. You're an asshole. But Niko Jovic, I've heard kind of the discourse about Niko Jovic being a 3 or like them playing him next to Khalil and Bam and Duncan and Tyler. And I think that's one of the most ridiculous ideas that I've heard. We saw a little bit of it last game, and it played well, but him as a player, I'm not sold on him. Now that we have Khalil, I'm not even sold on him having a role specifically. And I know there are some people who are high on his skill set in terms of his ability to play make, push the ball up the floor and all that kind of shit. I like his skill set. And early in the year, I was saying, like, out of all the young guys, I thought he was the one that I would probably lean into most in terms of like keeping around. But now that Khalil has played, like, that has changed. Khalil is the guy. And if we're going to play anybody next to Bam, I think we found one of the ones that we can rely on. And I don't know how much of Niko's skill set is going to be translatable from game to game. I want to thank Belinsky Pierre with the 199. Don't know. He said, what direction do you think we should go as a team? I think we should tank. I think we should blow this roster up. The whole thing. Like, Jimmy, you trade Jimmy, and then immediately after that, you trade Tyler to gain assets. You start accumulating assets to go and look for your next star. Like, that's what I would do personally. I know that's not a realistic option for Miami, but I think that's the way to go. Like, I've said this a couple of times on here. I'm a pro Bam guy. I like Bam Adebayo. He's the absolute last person on this roster that I would trade. But the way that he's played this year, sans the last 2 games, he's been phenomenal these last 2 games. But the way that he's played this year, if somebody calls me about Bam Adebayo, I'm at least picking up the phone and listening to what they have to say. Whereas before, I was not even entertaining offers for him. Now, I would at least hear them out. What you offer? And if somebody say 3 first-round picks, then depending on how good them picks is, I might be shipping his ass out of here. That's the direction that I would go. I want to kind of land this plane on Niko, though. Niko had 11 points, 5 assists. He was 1 for 5 from 3, 5 of 11 from the field overall. I feel like there is something there to be developed. I do not know if this is the place where it should be developed. I don't know how much time, energy, money Miami should invest in a player like Niko Jovic, considering that with Khalil Ware and Bam on this roster, he will always be limited to what he's asked to do on this team. I don't think there's ever going to come a point where he's going to be asked to be a starter again. He's going to be a bench player, and I think they should groom him to the specific role that they want him to play off the bench. I don't know if that's as a shooter. I don't know if that's as a playmaking big or like a 4. Like, I don't know what that role is. But if their plan is to try and develop him into somebody who's going to be a part of this young core as a starter, then I think that's the wrong way to go with Niko. Like, I just don't see it. Marcus Hunter said this team needs a point guard. Yeah, I've said that for a long time, and a lot of people want to put Niko into the starting lineup because he has playmaking chops. Like, they want to see him as kind of the connector. They want. Hold on. When people talk about like the rotation of this team, they want to make it in a way so that it facilitates Tyler Herro still being the best scorer on this roster. It's not so much about what is what this team actually needs to become competitive and turn the corner. It's much more about what facilitates the narratives that are out there now. So with Niko, you don't have a true point guard, so you have nobody who's a real threat to take the ball out of Tyler Herro's hands, and his job would solely be to find ways to pass the ball to Tyler Herro. You know what I mean? Like, so that Tyler Herro doesn't have to dribble the ball, because Tyler Herro, they're technically starting him at point guard, but they found ways to alleviate him of point guard duties. So it's that point guard by committee thing. You see Bam bring the ball up a lot. Like, Bam brings the ball up a lot and initiate plays, and then they run actions off of that, where Tyler still plays the two, even though he's effectively the point guard. And when you add Jovic into this lineup, let's say you remove Haywood and you put Jovic into the starting lineup, you're doing the same thing. You'll just have Jovic bring the ball up to initiate plays to facilitate to Tyler. It doesn't make this team any better. It doesn't make the team any worse, but it doesn't make them any better. And all it does is just add another body in there that's better at facilitating, making it easier for Tyler Herro to shoot the ball. That's kind of what the logic is, in my opinion, there. But I don't know. I just feel like they're developing Niko Jovic as kind of like this unicorn, one-man band type thing, and I think that's the wrong way to go. They need to kind of hone in on whatever skill set they would like him to perfect and allow him to do that as a bench player, and then proceed like that. But if they're not going to do that, then I think it's best for them to try and like explore like what they'd be willing to take back for him. Because when I look at him play, I don't see inconsistent as team. Yeah, they're a young team. When we're talking about young players, I don't see Niko as kind of like a young building block player. So people would disagree with me. And yeah, y'all listen to Burnt Heart. Y'all hit them likes. If you're not already subscribed to the Basement Sports Network over here on YouTube. If you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you leave us a follow, subscription. I don't really know how that works over there. If you're watching us on Twitter, you're probably already following us, but follow us at Basement Sports N. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit this like on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all comment on this video. After it's done, let us know whether you like the comment, don't like the comment. We won't change it because of your opinion, but we'd still like to hear from y'all and let us know. But like this, you would get size. So this is the problem. Like where does this end in terms of like adding size to a lineup? Because initially it was like get a real center next to Bam. Okay, they did that. Like they put Kel'el Ware next to Bam, and that still has not fixed the issues that people have in terms of like the paint defense. And it's because Kel'el Ware is obedient Hassan Whiteside. He's not this generational game-changing player that you can run up. Should Bam be traded in the chat? Okay, so how do we do this, Justin? They type 1 for yes, or do they type no? Or they just type yes or no? Justin, come on the stage and talk to these people. No? Oh, okay. So do people think Bam should be traded? Type yes or no. And I guess as you guys go into the chat, then it should start to fill up this little machine here that Justin has going on. Either way, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the size issue. When you add Kel'el Ware to your lineup, that initially should fix kind of like the issue that people have with size. But it doesn't. And it's because Kel'el Ware still has some development to do as an NBA player. So, like, as a big, he needs to be – oh, Justin, you have to actually click when people put yes or no? Crazy. So when you put him in there, it's not going to fix the defensive issues because as we saw a few times tonight, like Kel'el Ware tends to chase blocks. So when he was chasing blocks, he ended up giving up a lot of offensive rebounds and putback points to Jared Allen and Evan Turner because he was out of position chasing blocks. That's something that having Bam in the lineup with him mitigates. Like, because then you have another player that can get rebounds. But adding Jovic doesn't really help that issue because Jovic isn't going to be down there trying to rebound with those two in the game. So still think Niko will be a very good starter, but not necessarily a building block. I don't know what you define. Like, we tried him as a starter. I don't think he could start at the 3. He can't guard that position to begin with. Like, I don't think it's possible for Niko to guard the 3. According to the end of that poll, it was overwhelmingly no. You like obedient Hassan Whiteside? That's what he is, man. Like, I'm not really sure how – I want to be delicate with this because I don't want to call him dumb, but I'm not really sure how high his defensive basketball IQ or how high his basketball IQ is in general. Like he's delivered pretty easy decisions on the court. Like in terms of it's insane that people ready to trade Bam already. But in terms of like defense, he chases blocks a lot, which leaves him out of defensive position. He rebounds poorly, to be honest, and that's because he doesn't get good position as a rebounder. He just kind of uses athleticism to rebound, so he grabs the boards over the top of a lot of guys. It's the same thing that Hassan used to do. There wasn't so much a thought process into being in the best position to rebound. And when you have somebody like Bam will box out, so it'll make it easier. He'll have a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and he'll rebound that way. But he isn't a natural like box out locator of the ball. No, he just jumps up really high and snatches. But like his plus skills are that he's an athlete. So like, yeah, Hassan had brain issues, but I think Khalil Ware is a similar style player where it's like you have to tell him, you have to make his plate very small for now in terms of what you're asking him to accomplish. And he can do small tasks. And he's not ready for the larger task of being like an actual anchor to the defense, especially not a team that has no perimeter defenders whatsoever. Like, thank God that they have Bam Adebayo, because now they have him out there that's able to be kind of like one person that can cut the valve off in terms of offensive leaks. He can cut people water off on the perimeter now that he has some back line help. But overall, like, you can't ask baby Hassan to be the back line help for Bam and Tyler and Duncan and whoever else is the third defender right there. Like, he's not capable of processing like that just yet. So, like, there is some things. And I think adding Niko out there only adds to that problem. That's why you have somebody like Haywood Highsmith, who is at least a plus defender in his own right. I can say he's a dumb kid. Yeah, I already said it. But what happened? Why did you come in here, Justin? What did you need? Nothing?
My shit just tweaking right now. My bad.
Oh, okay. I might swear have been that corner. Whoa. But I think you want to limit what you put on Khalil's plate. And I think that's kind of like the most prudent thing to do. But it's hard for you to do with the limited defensive skill set of the players that we have on this roster outside of Bam. So having Tyler and Duncan and Jovic out there would just be more people flying into the paint after blowing by their man from different directions. Team is not going anywhere with Tyler as a 1 and Bam as a 2. They are just not good enough. In my opinion, if you watch the game tonight, I don't think Tyler was the 2 tonight. I think Bam was the clear 1 on this roster. And somebody who I'm going to talk about next was the 2. Terry Rozier. You niggas hate Terry Rozier. And I also hate Terry Rozier because he's not great at basketball. Like, that's not – he ain't been good this year, and I don't want to pretend like he's been good this year, but he was good tonight. Like, and I think tonight is kind of indicative of what people had hoped Terry Rozier would be able to provide for this roster when he came in there. You saw a different element to the offense because Terry Rozier was able to provide rim pressure, and he was able to convert layups. So he was getting to the rim. Most of the time, he usually just smokes the layup. But tonight, he was converting the layups, which ended with him having a pretty efficient game. Like, yeah, I agree with you, Tyson. He's too indecisive. And that's because sometimes he gets to the rim and he be wide open, but he's not. He's waiting for somebody to do something so that he can try and be a playmaker. And I don't think that's what he should be doing. I think as a scorer, like, that's where he's going to add value. I hate Terry Rozier and I hate the way that he plays, but that hezzy tween step back 3 shit, that's not what Miami needs from him. They don't need another high volume 3-point shooter on this roster. They need somebody who can provide rim pressure, and I think that he was able to do that tonight, and it added a different element to Miami's offense. It didn't help. It didn't work for shit, but it was cool to see him have some success out there. And I'm going to keep saying that because, like, I feel like it's not fun to pile on when everybody else is already frying him. Like, it's not fun to hate Terry Rozier when everybody hates him. It's just not fun. So I won't. I hate him. Don't get it twisted, but everybody's doing enough slandering him already, so I don't feel the need to do so. But also, like, nobody seems to recognize when he has a good one. Fox is an overall better player than Tyler. I agree. And I think De'Aaron Fox would go a long way towards helping some of the perimeter defensive issues that I was alluding to earlier. Like De'Aaron Fox, that's the one part when people are talking about how many points Tyler's averaging versus De'Aaron Fox and things of that nature. You're like, yes, that matters in some ways, but in ways that count towards winning, De'Aaron Fox matters a whole lot more. I think De'Aaron Fox unlocks not only kind of like what you saw from Terry tonight. Imagine that with defense. That's what you get from De'Aaron Fox. And probably more assists. But it's consistent. Like De'Aaron Fox isn't this amazing scoring guard by any means and nothing like that. But he's definitely a lead guard in this league. Yeah, I get it. He's a bad three-point shooter. He is a very bad three-point shooter. But we got Duncan Robinson. He'll shoot threes. Khalil Ware shoot threes. Bam shoot threes. Bam is shot 2 of 4 tonight from 3 tonight. Just I'm gonna put that out there. But yeah, he's not a fake point guard. He's a real point guard. If you have De'Aaron Fox on your team, you will generate offense, or at least on this team. I think that would be something. Yeah, Tyler will shoot threes, even if you don't want him to. He will. But I think in this instance, we're talking about trading Tyler for De'Aaron Fox. Just by swapping those two players alone, Miami becomes a much better team. And they're a much easier product on the eyes to watch. I'm sorry. I know people love Tyler Herro, and I know that might not be an easy thing to digest when you're looking at kind of like, or stats. If you're looking at raw statistical data, then you're going to think Tyler Herro's having the best season of his career. Why would we trade him? Tyler and De'Aaron Fox backcourt will be elite. Sure, kind of. But my thing about Tyler Herro is most effective when he's able to be a volume 3-point shooter. And I think the reason that he's able to do that this year is because there's nobody that stands in the way of him and handling the ball. And I know I'm getting away from kind of like the game and the box score or whatever. But while you guys are here, y'all are talking to me and I'm talking to y'all. So y'all in the comments are going to help facilitate what type of show y'all get tonight. I think Tyler and De'Aaron Fox would work really well next to each other if Tyler Herro would continue to like progress towards playing more like Duncan. I think he tried. I want to say this about Tyler Herro. I think when he believed Terry Rozier could genuinely be what I know De'Aaron Fox is, Tyler Herro tried to like take that step back and be more conscious of the shots that he's taking. But as the season's going on and you realize Terry Rozier ain't it, it's definitely been trending more towards like what it was. You think Tyler has peaked? Yeah, he has. Like you see it now. Like it's going to start regressing. The efficiency that he was having at the beginning of the season, it's already started. The legs are getting tired. The deep threes aren't going to fall as much. He's not getting to the rim or the line as consistently as he was earlier in the season. Like, dead legs are a real thing, and you're at the halfway point of the season. So we still got, a couple more games to go, and I just don't think that he's going to be capable of, like, sustaining that. And you're starting to see it. Like, the shot percentages are starting to come down. I think he's going to end the season averaging around low 23s, high 22s in points per game. Like, the 24 is over it. Consistency is key, Miguel Gordillo. I'm not consistent. I'm a liar. But also, like, when his water met his level, that's why I said it at the beginning of the season. So when it came true, people wouldn't think that I was just trying to find a new way to slander Tyler Herro. I said it when he was playing well because I knew it would happen later on. You said Tyler got hurt last game also? I agree. I think he did get hurt. I think he's trying to play through something so that the injury stigma does not attack him again. But I do think Tyler Herro is playing with a little something. I don't think he healed completely from that groin because he came back within one game. And then last game, it was like a knee or leg thing. And he continued to play. So shout out to him for toughing it out because I'm just going to talk shit if he missed games. So shout out to him for playing through it. But if his play becomes like a clear problem when he's playing like this, then it was going to be best for him to sit out games so he can try and get himself healthy. But he's been playing all season, so it can be truth to everything that I say. People just don't want to listen. Just a regular season player puts up different numbers. We've said that before. Like, hold on. Come here, bro. We've said it before.
Good night.
Good night. Why are you staring at the camera, bro? All right, good night.
Good night.
I love you.
I love you too.
Stop trying to squeeze my neck.
That is a big squeeze.
All right, close the door. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we were talking about Tyler being a regular season player. Yeah, Tyler Herro is right now. He's a regular season player. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like them playoff stats do look terrible, and he's also been hurt for several runs deep into the playoffs. So I'm not gonna like. I'm actually just gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna defend that. Like he is a regular season player like, until he proves otherwise. Superstar, dead. Oh, you talking about my son? Yeah, he think he is anyway. Let's get. I want to circle back around to this game. I think Haywood Highsmith played good tonight. At one point in time, I felt like he was the second best player on the team. Like he was. Outside of that, Bam. Like let's spend some time talking about Bam tonight because I don't think people realize what's happening. Like ever since they kind of sent Jimmy home indefinitely, Bam is really kind of taking hold to his game and just kind of it feels like he's looked himself in the mirror, you know what I mean, addressed it, and he has okay, appreciate it. But yeah, I feel like Bam is kind of over these past. I ain't gonna give him too much praise because he has played like shit up until now. You can't play like shit half of the season. Well, I guess you can if you're the Heat fan base because Jimmy Butler did it, and we all thought it was okay. Not we, but y'all. But Bam, over these past 3 games or so, I think you've seen Bam kind of, I don't know, just kind of be like, fuck it, I'm finna go out here and hoop. He it coincides with kind of Khalil starting. It coincides with Jimmy being suspended indefinitely. So I think it coincides with them kind of, turning the page in terms of going to this youth movement and forcing him into a role where it's like, look, bro, there's nobody coming to save you now. No, Jimmy's not coming to save you. You no longer have an excuse. You have to lead this team. If they want Tyler Herro to also be a real cool, but Bam, you're the all-star on this team. You're the Olympic gold medalist. It's time for you to start being that. And I think he's responded well. 21 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists tonight, 2 blocks. It wasn't meaningless. At most of the points in this game, it felt like Bam was the only one that was trying to win. And I agree with you. Bam is starting to come alive, but it's going to take – I ain't going to hold you. I can't even say it's going to take 1-2 more of these performances for me to start investing in it. I'm going to need 10 more. It got to be the rest of the season, I think. It has to be. For what he subjected us to through the first half of the season, I can't just, look at a couple of games and be like, oh yeah, ever since he went to power forward, but I can't just look at these 1 or 2 games and then be like, Bam's back. I get it, dog. I want to be there. But also, you gave me 41 games of poo, brother. You gave me 41 games of dog shit. So I got to be more. I'm a hard man to please. I'm not a hard guy to please. I'm not going to sit up here and slobber over players for small amounts of success. I feel like Bam has been shit this year, and that's okay to acknowledge. It's also just like it's okay to acknowledge that he feels like he's coming alive to use the words of Derver or whatever Derver's name is. But I also want to make sure that I'm keeping it honest with myself, whereas Bam has not been good this year, and I don't want to use 1 game, 2 games, 3 games to start turning that narrative around. No, he still hasn't been good. In order for this season to me feels like a failure on his part to take another step forward. And so I'm going to hold him to that standard. If he finds a way to kind of turn around for the rest of the season, then in retrospect, we can go back and be like, yeah, this was an okay season for Bam overall or whatever. But I don't feel like there's any way that he can make this season, average out to above a C-level season by his standards unless he does something insane in the second half, like average 25, 26 points a game in the second half of the season, and I don't see that coming. But if he can get his average back up to like 18, 19 points in the game by the end of the season, then it's okay to be like, okay, he had an average season, but like it's still okay to acknowledge that the beginning of the season has not been ideal for him. Like I ain't fucking with it. To be honest, a lot of players of the Olympics have not had a good year. That's cool. None of them don't play for the Miami Heat. Like I know, like we want to, like I want to make sure that I'm being fair to it, but like I don't give a fuck what they doing. I only care about what the people in the Heat uniform doing, like because that's the team that I gotta watch. I don't have to watch the rest of them. I can choose to watch them, but like yeah, like only the players from this team are the ones that I care to watch. Let's talk about Jaime Jaquez a little bit. Jaime Jaquez played 7 minutes tonight. He was 0 of 3, 0 of 2 from the 3-point line. Had 0 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. That nigga sucks. I think when you see Spo playing that man 7 minutes, I think that lets you know kind of where they are with him. Another Burks DMP? Yeah. I think we should have a lot of those. Alec Burks is not good. And this is a youth movement. No 30-plus players playing minutes outside of Duncan Robinson. Get that 7 minutes too much. How many needs to go to a G League for a bit? All 3. I agree. I don't know if he needs to go on a G League. Like, I just feel like there needs to be conversations had around him. Like, and for those of you niggas who's still on that train that Cam Whitmore shouldn't have been the pick, ha 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 ha. I don't care if he doesn't play for Houston. Cam Whitmore will be the starting point guard over this team for us right now. And we'll be watching him dunk on niggas. But we're not watching that because we got Jaime Jaquez. He's been bad. He can't shoot. Pele Larson played more minutes than him tonight, and that's because Pele was better. Let's not throw that word great around all that great. He was very good on defense. I think Pele is active on defense. I think he was making shit happen on that side. And even he had 2 assists. I know one in particular, the one pass to the corner to Jovic. Good decision making, solid ball player, just solid basketball plays, which is at times that's what you need. Like we just need players who gonna make solid basketball plays. And I don't think that's who Jaime is as a player. Jaime Jaquez, he's trying to make shit happen, and he's doing too much. He's doing too much, and it feels like he's doing things that are outside of his skill set, but that's starting to feel like everything. So I don't know what is within Jaime Jaquez's skill set anymore. So that's just bad, bro. That's just bad. That's last year's first-round pick. So I know people like to get his front office credit. Like I know some people are saying that they draft really well or whatever because they got Bam and Tyler or whatever. Yeah. Jovic is a question mark still. Khalil Ware looks good. Like Khalil Ware feels like a solid draft pick at this point. I will give them that. But I don't know yet. He might. I mean, it's starting to look like they figured him out. But Jaime, maybe it's too early. But I'm already ready to call it a bad draft pick. I'm ready. I'm ready to call Jaime a bad pick. Like he does not look like he's improved on anything, and I feel like there's no way for him to play on this roster. With Jimmy out, who should be the starting small forward at this point should be a no-brainer. You drafted a 4-year college player that was touted as a plug-and-play player. Y'all told me that he was ready to play immediately. And he's playing 7 minutes behind Haywood Highsmith. And now Pele Larson. And Niko Jovic getting run at the 3. They're finding ways not to play Jaime Jaquez. Like, I just would have picked McCain over Ware. Yeah, I feel like that. Because in my opinion, I think one of the things that this team needs most is kind of like they need guard play. They need improved guard play. I thought that's been the problem for years. And I think Jared McCain would have provided that. He's a scorer at the guard position. And he got some playmaking chops, more of a scorer than he is like a playmaker. But I think he would have been interested, and he can play defense. So, yeah, I think I would have picked McCain over Kel'el Ware. But I'm not mad at the Kel'el Ware pick, though. Like, now that I've got an opportunity to see the dynamic between he and Bam, I'm not mad at it. And I think there's something there. I like the athleticism that he adds to the front court. I like how he takes some of the responsibility off of Bam's plate defensively and on offense and on rebounding. Like, I like that. But, yes, I agree with Haroon. We need an offensive engine. And right now, like, Bam is an offensive hub for us. Duncan is an offensive engine for us. I think Tyler is a certain type of offensive engine for us. But no, we need somebody who can, outside of Bam, who can activate all parts of our offense. This obedient Hassan Whiteside thing is killing you, Miguel. But that to me is what it feels like. He feels like a player that has the talent of Hassan Whiteside and the natural skill set where he's a natural shot blocker. He could be a natural rebounder or whatever. He gets rebounds the same way. But I feel like they're going to be able to mold him into a good basketball player. Like they're going to be, because he will listen. I think he's coachable. I think that kid, I don't know about how much he wants to be great or whatever, but I do think that you can find ways to like tell him to do things and he'll at least, you know what I mean, try and soak in some of that knowledge. He said, was there a better pick than Jaime, assuming Whitmore didn't fall? I ain't really a big draft guy. I really only wanted Cam Whitmore. But the rest of y'all in the lobby or in the chat, y'all can tell us who would y'all rather have seen in there aside from Jaime at this point? Like who fell after Jaime outside of Cam Whitmore? Gigi Jackson? Was Gigi Jackson after Jaime? Yeah. You can tell Ware still has a lot to learn, but he has potential. Yeah, that's where I am with him. That's why I don't get like I'm not gonna fry the boy because he's playing bad right now. I have zero expectations for Kel'el Ware at this point because he's a rookie. Like I have zero expectations for Pele Larson. So anything that they do is okay. They say Gigi Jackson was a second round pick. Anything that they do like is a plus to me. I'm not relying on them for wins. I'm not relying on them to like help be the future of this team. Right now, it's to me, this season is kind of like a tryout for a bunch of niggas. You auditioning to see if you could potentially be on the next bill. They have to give me reasons not to trade them. That to me is what this season feels like. And I ain't gonna lie, like the little wins here and there are cute, but they hurt the overall goal because I think Miami needs to try and keep their pick this year. Gigi and Bam would have been unreal. Yeah, I think Gigi Jackson's a good player. I really do. You think Ware would benefit a lot from a PG? We've been saying that about Bam for years. The white guy from the Warriors. You talk about Pods Mazowski? Royal Developmental Tank season? Yeah. That's why I'm cool with like Ty Jerome is a pussy hole. Listen, bro. Ty Jerome killed them fuckers tonight. They ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, Paz is ass though. I don't like Mike Pozowski. He had a good rookie year, but like shit ain't been looking that good this year. But Ty Jerome is he was good tonight. Not gonna lie. Bro went 9 of 18, had 20 points off the bench for them in 29 minutes. It had 7 assists too. So like he was making timely shots. He made a fucking what they do, gang? What's happening, boy? Yeah, Ty Jerome was good tonight. I think I'm good talking about this game. I think y'all have asked some pretty solid questions. Y'all kept the conversation going for 40 minutes tonight, which is fantastic. Oh, look at that. We're playing Donovan Mitchell's next team, the Spurs, next. When is that, on the 1st? So I think we got a 2-day break in between this. That's great. Got a 2-day break, and then we play the Spurs on the 1st in San Antonio. Oh, shit. We got Duncan Robinson versus Wemby. The Heat about to blow that shit out. Fuck is you talking about? Duncan, 45. Easy. Listen, we saw Duncan miss a dunk the other day. If that was Wemby standing in that paint, he would have hit. Yeah, that's Fox's next team. Whatever, my bad. But yeah, we got Duncan versus the Spurs. Easy money. Tyler Herro needs to have a revenge game, but he won't because guess what happened the last time he played against Stephon Castle? Locked up. But Kalel where? 40. Bam. 35. Terry Rozier. 20. Jimmy Butler. Traded. I don't think so. I ain't gonna hold you. I think just to speak on that real quick before we get up out of here. I think Jimmy Butler's gonna be here past the trade deadline. I think y'all should be kill yourself now. 50 claps, 50 towel wags, 50 empanadas, 50 what? Stop playing with me, bro. Anyways, but yeah, I think Jimmy's gonna be here past the trade deadline. People should be aware of that. And you guys should probably prepare. All right. I just want to throw that out there. People should prepare for, look at y'all going crazy. 50 sombreros, 50 tacos, 50 amigos, 50 meters off the U.S. border, 50 carne asadas. Huh? Because 50 American points not being had. Not being had. No. Not on this roster. Thank you guys in the comments, as always, for joining us, making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to me, and Justin, because Justin is back on the ones and twos coming to work. You feel me? But yeah, we're going to take this 2-day break. I think I'm going to make a commitment, that I'm going to do a post-game show for the rest of the season. I know I took a lot of games off in January because this team is boring, and I hate doing that. But I want to make sure I know that that this network is a big part of a lot of y'all kind of game day experience, and I want to make sure that we're doing our job in that regard. So I'm going to do the rest of the games for the season, no matter West Coast trip or whatever. So y'all make sure y'all tap in next time. Again, if you're in here and you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the Basement Sports Network. Make sure you leave us a like on this video. We're trying to kick the algorithm's ass. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Play the video, Justin.
This nigga just lied to y'all for 42 minutes and 38 seconds, and y'all just let it happen. Yes.
I'm the GOAT.
You looking at yeah, good night, y'all.